This is biblical safety. They've been on site for 3.5 weeks. They don't know where the first aid station is. No one's shown them the emergency procedures. They're not invited to the safety meetings. They see something unsafe, but they're afraid to say something. They're a contractor, a temp, an outsider, and they're statistically more likely to be injured or killed than the permanent workers around them. But 3,500 years ago, God gave a command about outsiders. When a foreigner resides among you in your land, do not mistreat them. The foreigner residing among you must be treated as your native born. Love them as yourself. Contractors, temps, new hires, visitors, interns, they're the foreigners in your workplace. And God has very specific instructions about how to treat them. Let's talk about the outsider advantage and the responsibility to protect them. Leviticus 19:33-34. This is God speaking to Israel. When a foreigner resides among you in your land, do not mistreat them. The foreigner residing among you must be treated as your native born. Love them as yourself. For you were foreigners in Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Let's break this down. Part 1. When a foreigner resides among you. When, not if. God knows you will have outsiders in your community. Modern workplace outsiders might be contractors, temporary workers, visitors, or consultants. They're here, among you, working in your facility. Part 2. Do not mistreat them. Modern mistreatment of outsiders would be excluding them from safety meetings, not including them in toolbox talks, left out of team communications, not told where the emergency equipment is, not shown evacuation routes, no orientation to site-specific hazards, given inferior equipment, even expected to work in conditions permanent employees wouldn't tolerate, and assigned the most hazardous tasks. Part 3. The foreigner must be treated as your native born. Modern equal treatment means same safety training, same quality instruction, same equipment, same inclusion, same protection. Part 4. Love them as yourself. This is the second greatest command applied to workplace safety. Part 5. For you were foreigners in Egypt. God's reminder. You know exactly what it's like to be an outsider. Remember your first day at the new workplace? Remember not knowing where anything was? Remember feeling like you didn't belong? Remember being afraid to ask? You were a foreigner once. Now you're the native born. Part 6. I am the Lord your God. This is God's law, and He's watching how we treat outsiders among us. Let's talk about why outsiders, contractors, temps, new workers, are statistically more vulnerable to workplace incidents. Studies consistently show contractors are injured and killed at higher rates than permanent employees. Why? Risk factor 1. Lack of site-specific knowledge. Contractors arrive day one and are expected to just get on with it, just figure it out. That knowledge gap is deadly. Risk factor 2. Pressure to prove themselves. Contractors often feel they can't ask questions without seeming inexperienced, so they proceed with uncertainty rather than asking for clarity. Risk factor 3. Excluded from safety culture. Contractors are often excluded from the culture. No one's watching their back. Risk factor 4. Economic vulnerability. If they raise safety concerns, they might not be called back, so they tolerate conditions permanent employees would refuse. Risk factor 5. Inadequate training. Permanent employees get thorough onboarding over days or weeks. Contractors can often get a rushed orientation and are sent out to work. That training gap is negligent. These factors create a perfect storm of vulnerability. So what does Leviticus 19:33 to 34 look like in practice? 1. Comprehensive orientation for all outsiders. Site tours, hazard communication, emergency procedures, stop walk authority, and reporting procedures. Who to ask when you don't know something. 2. Buddy system for outsiders. A buddy responsible for daily check-ins. A buddy watches for safety issues. A buddy includes them in team meetings and includes them in the team. 3. Equal access to safety meetings. Not just when it's relevant to them, but all of them. They see things permanent employees have stopped noticing. 4. Same PPE and equipment standards. No hand-me-downs, no inferior equipment. Equal protection. 5. Protected reporting channels. Create explicit protection for contractor reporting. Provide anonymous reporting options if needed. Make it safe to speak up. 6. Include them socially. Invite them to lunch. Include them in conversations. Learn their names. When they feel like they belong, they're more likely to ask questions, report hazards, follow procedures, and watch out for others. Now, if you're the contractor, the temp, the new employee, the foreigner, here's what you need to know. Truth 1. You have rights. You have the right to comprehensive training in safety before starting work, proper equipment, a safe work environment, stop work authority, and to refuse unsafe work without retaliation. Truth 2. Ask questions. Don't stay silent because you're afraid of looking inexperienced. Remember Proverbs 22:3. The prudent see danger and take refuge. Prudent means asking, where are the emergency exits? Where's the first aid station? What hazards should I know about? Truth 3. Speak up about hazards. If you see something unsafe, say something. Even if you're new, your voice matters. Truth 4. You're not disposable. You might feel expendable. The company might treat you as expendable, but you're not. You're made in God's image. Your life has infinite value. Don't tolerate being treated as less than. Truth 5. Document everything. If you're not receiving proper training, document it. If hazards aren't being addressed, document it. If you're not being included, document it. This protects you legally if something goes wrong. Here's your challenge. If you're a permanent employee or leader, this week, find one outsider at your workplace. A contractor, temp, new hire, or visitor. Introduce yourself. Ask them, have you had proper site orientation? Do you know where the emergency equipment is? Do you have any questions I can answer? Is there anything you need? If you're an outsider, don't wait for them to include you. Demand the orientation you deserve. Ask the questions you need answered. Report the hazards you see. Drop a comment. Have you been the outsider? How are you treated? Or share how you've welcomed an outsider at your workplace. Thanks for watching Biblical Safety. Protect the outsiders. And remember, protecting people isn't just policy. It's loving your neighbor as yourself.